Okay, so I had to record this really quick and at least get it. I mean, at least like say it because I was like, I'm gonna do a video and on Facebook and do a video and all that. But then I was just like, you know what? Why not just jump inside of the podcast and record it? Because I was looking at the mic right in front of me, and I know this probably would have been cool in a video. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, okay, I probably could have did a video too. But look, we're already 28 seconds into the podcast, so we're going all the way. We're committing. But anyways, I had this urge come up and I was like, okay, so I really want to talk about the fact that you are always in the driver's seat. And what I mean when I say you are always in the driver's seat is it seems like there are certain habits and there are certain behaviors and there are certain thoughts and beliefs and stories that we tell ourselves that seem to have a life of their own. What I mean is they seem to be able to live without you trying to support them. You know, in other words, you just that's why. Have you ever said something? You know, you ever did something and then you're like, man, I just wasn't myself when I did that. I just really wasn't myself when I did that. And that exact thing of saying like that thing took over, that behavior, that thought, that habit, that story, that belief, whatever that is, right? This thing takes over and it seems to have a life of its own. So we give it a lot of power. And we do give these things a lot of power. We even say that they are ours. You know, like saying my anxiety, my depression, my, my bad fortune, my pain, my illness, we like claim these things. And I'm not trying to belittle anybody's situation right now. You know, whatever you're going through, that's an experience. There's nothing wrong with it. And that is exactly what I mean. There is nothing wrong with it. It is an experience. It is an event that's happening in space and time, right? If I was doing a video, you'll see that I have my hands doing the little finger things, you know, like time, you know, because it doesn't really exist. Okay, but anyways, I'm not even going to go down that tangent because that's a whole nother tangent. But understanding that these things are just experiences and everything that we add to it, like this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. I'm ruined. I'm crushed. This thing, I can't stop overeating. I can't stop drinking. You know, I can't stop whatever. You know, like this stuff always happens to me. Like whenever we use these phrases, oh, this always happens to me. Oh, it's always going to be like this. Oh, it's always been that way. Oh, I've always been that way. Like when you see that, you're you literally are giving these things complete control. It's like they seemingly have control over you. And I know that as a hypnotist, I understand the fact that the unconscious mind really does influence your behavior. I get it. Okay? However, when I'm doing these processes, I'm realizing that the conscious awareness doesn't really go anywhere. The conscious mind is always there. Like nobody disappears when they work with me in their mind. They are fully awake. The conscious mind is there and it's present. It's like a friend. It's the flashlight inside of that dark warehouse that you're desperately trying to get out of. That flashlight points you right to the exit. And that conscious mind does have the power to change the trajectory of everything for you right now. However life is going right now, like really, however life is going right now, I want you to think about this. Whatever you're experiencing right now is just one possibility out of infinite possibilities. It is one possibility out of infinite possibilities. Let's imagine right now that it was raining all over the country. Like the entire country just covered in rain, right? Everybody's just raining everywhere. And any one of those drops, out of all of those drops, any one of them could fall on you. And what determines which one falls on you is where you're standing. In other words, what determines which experience you end up realizing is where your focus is at. wherever you're focused will determine which experience you end up experiencing, which event you end up experiencing. And like, for example, and I know like I may even get some backlash on this, but this is what I'm experiencing through this process. Helping a client with their ankle that was, they got in a car wreck, and it gave her a fracture that she's been having, and she's been having pain there for 20 years, and the cartilage is like brittled away and all of this stuff. And we decided to work on her ankle. And as we addressed her ankle, I treated it just like somebody would come to me for procrastination, self-doubt, insecurities. They want to sell better. They want to sell more. They want to speak better. I treated it just like any of those. And I was like, we're going to understand why this happened to you in the first place. And when I say that, it doesn't mean we're going to understand why this person on this day wrecked into your car. It's not really that, but it's more about understanding why you realized this possibility out of the infinite possibilities, why you were standing here, and why this raindrop fell on you. And again, I know this may sound like really, ridiculous, but we did everything, and sure enough, I'm not going to share what happened, for, her, out of respect for her privacy, but she experienced a couple of events, and each one of them, going back as far as the age of 6, made her feel, you know what? I actually have her notes in front of me, and that's like really funny, because my journal, I would like, if you can see the video, my journal is all the way, it's out off camera on the corner of my desk. And I did her session recently, so I'm just like kind of sitting here, and I look. That's why I use her example, because I actually saw her name, and I was like, okay, let me use her example. And then while I did that, anyways, it's just cool that her thing's right here. But anyways, so I typically take people through 3 scenes whenever we are figuring out where a pattern began, so we can address what's happening at the root, take care of it, so it doesn't happen anymore, or they don't have to deal with it as strong, or whatever's going on. Now, the first scene, again, I'm gonna keep it private for her, but the experience basically made her feel like she did not have control of what was happening. She said, I don't have control of what's happening, because if I did have control, then this wouldn't be happening to me right now. And then in scene 2, again, she feels like I do not have control. She's experiencing an event that makes her feel like she doesn't have control. In her mind, she goes, I do not have control. Again, do you see, this is a pattern of thinking. It's a learned behavior. I do not have control, feeling powerless. This is a learned helplessness. This is a learned behavior. And then in scene 3, something happened where she felt guilty. She felt bad. Consciously, she knew that what happened that day didn't mean anything, didn't mean that she was bad. She knew that she wasn't. And this scene, however, in hypnosis, her unconscious mind said, I am bad. For somebody to say that under hypnosis, why would you say that under hypnosis? There is an unconscious belief, because remember, hypnosis is a way to communicate with your unconscious mind. So there was basically an unconscious belief there that expressed itself and said, I feel like I'm bad. And so if you think about it, of course, she's going to end up feeling like she has to punish herself. And it's interesting because one thing that we do is we focus on getting the actual symptom itself to talk. What are you doing for this client? So we'll talk to that client. We'll talk to the symptom. And as we talk to the symptom, it will express to us what it's doing for that client. It's usually doing something that it thinks is benefiting them, whether that's protecting them, punishing them. I don't know why that's a benefit, but the mind would do that for the unconscious mind if it believes that it has to be punished. If it's trying to, get their attention, hey, give me more of your attention, right? Pay attention to this inner part of yourself that you may have not been addressing, whatever that is. So with that being said, whenever we did this with the ankle, and another thing that's important to note, I believe, is with her ankle, other people have healed from it. Other people have taken this medicine that she's taken. It's like a shot or something, I believe, in the foot. And they've never had to go back because they are pain-free, for the rest of their life. She's done this, like she has to go back, like I think she said every 3 to 6 months, something like that. But she has to constantly go back and get this done. So that's another important thing that I was interested in is why are you staying here? Like, why do you keep hitting yourself and then kind of coming back? And whenever, it spoke, it sounds so funny, but this is like really the process. Whenever it spoke, it said, I'm showing her that she is in control. Like, yes, I'm punishing her, but I'm punishing her and showing her that she created me. In other words, she is actually in control. I am also a manifestation of the proof that there is a part of her that can fully take control and be in the driver's seat. And she was like, so I'm showing her how powerful she really is. I'm showing her that she has the capability to place her attention where she wants to place her attention. And she has the capability to make whatever she's focusing on, she can make it mean whatever she wants. So it provided a sense of comfort in some kind of way as well, that angle. So do you see what I mean? Whenever I say you're in the driver's seat, we have the capability of choice. We can literally choose where to place our focus. We can choose what to make what we're focusing on mean. And whatever you make up, whatever meaning, and this is what I want people to understand too, is like whatever meaning you create for whatever it is you're focusing on is completely made up. Like whenever I was young and I got made fun of for my speech impediment, right? Whenever I grew up, I didn't like my speech impediment because people made fun of me. I'm pretty sure you caught it a couple of times throughout this episode. I can't say my S's right. I can't say my R's right. And my lisp really shows on this freaking microphone. But anyways, growing up, I felt really bad about that. I felt like there was something wrong with me because I couldn't talk like the other kids. And because I felt like I couldn't talk like the other kids, I made that mean there's something wrong with me. Do you think it's possible that there's at least one other possible interpretation to my speech impediment? Can I possibly interpret that at least one other way than there's something wrong with me? At least one. Abso-freaking-lutely. Now, guess how I interpret it now. Guess why I like really own my shit now. Like I really own this value now. And the reason why is because I'm like, look, I'm so goddamn unique. The universe literally had to make sure that you knew it. And that meant that the universe had to give me this lisp. And whatever this is where I can't say my R's all the way through. And well, honestly, I got pretty dang good at saying my R's. I still got some words I can't really say, but I got pretty dang good at them. But my S's, yeah, I still, slip on those. But I know that right there is like, I can make that mean whatever I want. So I'm going to look at that and I'm going to say, you know what? Well, I'm just so goddamn unique that everybody has to know. So boom, here's this, right? So yes, it's completely made up, but does it serve me or not? Hell yes, this one does. And yes, it's made up. I do understand there is a part of us that awareness that is all seeing, that is always here, that is even hearing this, the awareness that is receiving this, the awareness that all of this information is going through right now. I understand that awareness can perceive all of this as just an experience. And yes, it is all just an experience, but you are the one who chooses what to make it mean. Your conscious mind, your ego is what chooses to make this thing mean something. And that does not mean your ego is an enemy, because ego is not an enemy. Remember, ego is a flashlight inside of that dark warehouse. Ego is there to guide you. Ego is there to help you in a way. You have to figure out how to leverage it for yourself. And it's not, I don't mean leverage in terms of leverage it for your own benefit. But really, I mean, yes, leverage, leverage it for your benefit, because really the ego is not something that you want to kill and yada, yada. See, I'm going to go on a whole nother tangent there too. Look, that's like the fourth tangent I could have possibly went on this entire episode. Anyways, and I even went longer than expected. I was like, I'm going to go on for like 5 minutes real quick, but it's like 15 minutes later, but it's kind of just how Adrian does it, right? Anyways, if we can choose to make whatever we focus on, if we can choose to make it mean whatever we want, and that meaning is going to have a big impact on us, why not choose to make it mean whatever you want? Like, just why not? Might as well. So I guess that's what I wanted to come on here today and like preach to the choir. I hope the choir received it well. And I hope you sing. I was trying to like do some kind of like choir joke. I could not even figure it out. But I hope that you have yourself an absolutely amazing rest of your day, rest of your evening, great night's sleep, whatever time you're listening to this. I just want to let you guys know I really do appreciate you guys so much for listening to this. I know I say this a lot, but I really do mean it. It's just really cool being able to wake up every single day, check out the podcast, and see that there is more people listening to it. It is the wildest, coolest freaking thing. So I appreciate all you guys so much. If you want to personally connect with us, all you got to do is check the show notes below. You will see a couple of ways to connect with me and Nikki. Me and Nikki now are really focusing on delivering a lot more content this year. So with that being said, we actually need your guys' ideas and we need your guys' help on what kind of content would be very beneficial in terms of like what is actually relevant to your experience right now. Because I want to make sure that everybody who is listening and hearing is getting real practical things that they can take away and actually change their freaking life. So with that being said, there is a link in the show notes below. Basically, all you're going to do is you're going to click the link and you're going to drop your email in that link. When you drop your email in that link, it's just going to add you to our list. That way you never miss anything that we put out, and you get to receive all the content that we're throwing out there. And especially when you ask us questions and we answer them, we want to make sure that you actually see that. And we really just want to make this a lot more interactive and really be involved with like what's going on with like, you know, you guys and how we can actually help you in the best way we possibly can. So if you would help us help you better, we would absolutely love that. So go ahead and just, if you feel, again, if you would like to, go ahead, just drop in your email and we will see you in your email.